wanted to transition this because we're talking about the offense. I'm talking about Ben Johnson. That's one half of what a lot of people credit for the offense. The second half is...
Say his name.
Jared.
Say his name.
Thomas. Jeffrey Michael Jordan the third. Goff.
Esquire.
The second.
I don't even know what that means, but I just think it's funny.
You always say it.
I do.
Esquire.
Yeah, I mean, Jared Goff, like we said, we cut the clip a couple times.
We.
Like we said, literally me and you.
Mm-hmm.
At the beginning of the year, I said he'd be at 3,700 yards, 27 touchdowns, 12 interceptions, which is a very good year. He exceeded those expectations. He finished with over 4,400 yards, 29 touchdowns, only 7 interceptions, had a 65% completion percentage and a 99.2 passer rating while having 7 fumbles in the process as well. The biggest thing for me, the most important thing for me, and the most, the happiest I was out of Jared Goff was the lack of interceptions. That was so impressive. That is how the Lions won games late in the season. Mm-hmm. Was Jared Goff was not turning the ball over. Jared Goff was going out there. He was doing what he needed to do. He was helping the team win, and he was not turning the ball over. And that is extremely impressive. It's extremely impressive to only throw 7 interceptions in an NFL season when you have 17 weeks. I was very happy. He surprised me. He obviously exceeded my expectations of what he was going to do this year. And, yeah, hopefully he can keep it up. Hopefully we see a similar year next year.
Yeah, I think statistically this is right around like his third best year, third best rating, third most yards. He tied his fewest interceptions in the season, and I think it finished top 10 in terms of like fewest interceptions. 29 touchdowns is his second most in his career. A hell of a year by Jared Goff. And if I'm being quite honest with you guys, like it was a bit of a surprise. And I know I told you guys we're moving off of the Ben Johnson stuff, but like this is what you get when you have a coach like that. When you have a coach that's willing to sit there and tailor the offense to like what they have and the weapons that they're using. Because we know this, we talk about it all the time. I think basketball is where this comes up more, but it can work for football too. We have a system, but if you don't have the pieces to that system, the system's not going to work.
Yes.
Or you can look at your pieces and build your system around that. And that's exactly what Ben Johnson did this summer when he sat down with Jared Goff for 2 straight days and they built this offensive scheme. And they did it around what Jared can do and what he can't do. And matter of fact, I'll find a clip and I'll cut it tomorrow of Jared speaking to this. And he's like, yeah, I've grown as a quarterback. I've learned what I'm best at and stuff like that. And
yeah.
And this is like this. I'm talking like yesterday, like right after the game, And Ben Johnson's been a big part of that. But also, kudos to Jared Goff. He still has to follow through and execute his end of the deal, and which he did. And with Ben Johnson and him tailoring the offense that way, Jared was able to know it like the back of his hand.